When we are inviting 1,000 strong members as Bhagwan's guests to Prasanthi Nilayam, a lot of coordination, early heads up, save the date are involved, but eventually it all boils down to accommodation, food, and hospitality. Dr. Radhika Rani Rao, my colleague who works with me here, is the head of our administration in the office at Prasanthi Nilayam. Radhika sister, how and where did you begin the process?
Sai Ram Karuna sister. First of all, let me convey that I'm representing all the Vidya Vahini volunteers and we have a special connect with Swami. We all have taken part in this Mahayagna, the National Education Summit, and this was possible through Swami's grace alone, immense Swami's grace. And each one of us have felt this throughout this Mahayagna. To start with the administrative processes, we had a lot of committees which were formed, about 14 committees to organize the conference, and we had given the option to volunteers and they all came forward. And so the first thing we had to start was registration. And this registration process we commenced around March end. It was very simple process. Of course, now thanks to technology, we had the Google Forms, which the participants had to fill, and we asked for the relevant details like date and time of arrival, departure, and whether they needed accommodation. Also, as I mentioned earlier, whichever seva responsibilities they could opt for, we asked for that so that our conference runs smoothly. And of course, the last point was any special assistance if they required. So this was the Google form. We had 652 participants who registered, out of which about 80% of them attended the conference. In all, there are about 800 plus members, which included our own volunteers, Vidya Vahini volunteers. Then we had the teachers, principals, school management of all the Sri Sathya Sai schools in which the Sri Sathya Sai Vidya Vahini is taking the curricular care, and also the B.Ed students of Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, right. Anandpur campus, right. Students and the faculty. We had also the Sri Sathya Sai Global Council members who attended, who registered with us, about 40 of them. And of course, we had the guest speakers, special invitees, educationists, collaborators, etc. And we started this process on 3rd July, when Google Forms were taken earlier, but the actual registration process started on 3rd July. And by 4th July, you could see almost all the participants had arrived. The registration committee did wonderful job by registering, giving them conference bag which contained the material, conference material.
Something like this?
Yes.
Which was also eco-friendly, if I may mention, made of pure jute, and it contained amazing information inside. I'll talk about it later.
Yes, it had all, for the first timers, it had the general guidelines also, how to go about in Prasanthi Nilayam. And Madhavi BS from our Prasanthi Nilayam Center, Valli M, and the lead for the registration team, Jayanti Sudarshan, and her team did wonderful job in this process.
So it was quite a task to expect 800 odd people and to play host to them. And one of the key components is accommodation. Dr. Radhika, what were the ways and means by which you took care of this?
Swami always has taught us Atithi Devo Bhava. So naturally, the guests have to feel at home.
For sure.
And for this, our parent body, Sri Sathya Sai Central Trust, has been guiding us, of course, in all the respects.
Yes.
As to this aspect of accommodation also. And they have provided the rooms and the guest house for all the participants. Also, we took special care to cater to the needs of all the people if they wanted some ground floor accommodation, or if any other need was there, we looked into that. From 30th June, the participants started arriving. That was mainly the event volunteers who would help us with everything, because as already mentioned that we are very handful of people here in Prasanthi Nilayam. And from 3rd July, more participants started pouring in. By 4th July night, it was almost full. Like almost till 12 o'clock, we were in the center, registering and giving the accommodation. The whole accommodation team, led by Sitaram brother and Radharajan sister, did wonderful job. Throughout the night, somebody or the other would take care to make them feel at home. And we had made WhatsApp groups where all the messages, important messages, were messaged. And in the background, like if you see the Prasanthi Nilayam accommodation office, they have been working very silently, and they provided all the help and support for providing the good accommodation.
And the good thing was that the accommodation office gave us access to all the keys as per our request well in advance. So when our coordinator, Brother Sitaram Indurti, arrived much earlier, and Sister Radha Rajan, they sat and they sorted everybody. They had their Excel sheets ready. They knew who to expect in the next 4 hours. They were in touch with that person. That person could reach out to us. There was a specific designated WhatsApp group, and their numbers were made public to anyone. So the coordination was seamless. When the guests arrived, they just came up to our office, they took their keys, they took their welcome kit, they were guided, they were told where the next meal is arranged, what they have to do next. That kind of warm reception, and they were available 24/7 to any queries. I have a good story to share. She might hesitate to share. One of her sisters arrived very late because her train got delayed, and she already had a roommate assigned here in Puttaparthi who was supposed to let her into the room and accommodate her. But when this guest arrived, I believe from Orissa,
Yes.
She arrived very late in the night. She was told, this is the room assigned to you. You have another lady roommate. You can go there. She went and knocked, but the other sister was sound asleep and would not open the door. So that's when Dr. Radhika rose to the occasion and invited her to her own house. So it was past midnight, and served her whatever dinner snacks could be offered, and let her sleep there till in the morning. The roommate in her assigned room woke up and let her in. So we had lots of such kind of agility moments where we had to respond to situations which Swami would approve of us in a manner that Bhagawan would approve of us. There was no dearth of initiative. There was no dearth of people volunteering their immediate services to resolve a situation, what could be potentially a situation of concern.
True, that is true. And for everyone to enter the portals of Prasanthi Nilayam throughout the night, it was very much required that the security team of Prasanthi Nilayam, who helped us out throughout, and we had a WhatsApp group, of course, in which our Durga Prasad brother was also there. He was our transport in charge. So maybe
Yes.
Karna sister can.
We had this very unusual multiple internal and external transport needs, and they had to be coordinated with so many drivers, so many transport providers, and a huge bunch of one whole vertical of Excel sheets of arrivals and departures. So Brother Durga Prasad and Brother Gautam Chetta here, they took care of that aspect of the conference requirement along with many others. They were ably supported by many other sisters and brothers. So Durga Prasad, tell us what were the main needs that you had identified.
One thing was I have to highlight here is Swami has blessed us with most sophisticated state of art, the Sai Hira Global Convention Center.
Absolutely.
Yes, so we have to respect, as Swami says, if the rules are laid, then we have to follow the rules.
Yes.
The Sai Hira Global Center has some of the rules laid out so that we have to follow those, and we have to satisfy our guests with all the accommodation, not only accommodation, but the food, the snacks, what we provide, everything has to be satisfied. So for that, we have really a packed agenda for for the conference, and it was given a stipulated time for lunch break. So 800 odd people, when they have to go for lunch in South Indian canteen, which is arranged specially for them, and they have to come back to the conference within that stipulated time, was really a task for us to make everybody feels comfort, enjoy the meal, come back again to have to listen to the sessions. This was the task for us.
So, Durga Prasad, what was the distance? Because I understand that we were not allowed to serve meals in Sai Hira out of respect for the property and its sanctity and cleanliness. So, we had to take 800 people had to be shipped to South Indian canteen, ladies towards Gopuram Gate. What's the distance that we had to cover and make sure everybody gets back?
Yes, ma'am. Almost it is 800 meters to
Each
1
way?
kilometer. Yes.
Oh, so 1.6 kilometers back and forth.
They had to travel to and fro. So we have to board them onto the vehicles, and other vehicles we arranged. So this was happened quite earlier, before the actual conference has start. We have discussions. We have a lot of brainstorming has done. How we have to plan to really transport the people from Sai Hira to the canteen and back. So we sought guidance from the Koteswara sir, the National Seva Coordinator of Sathya Sai Seva Organizations.
Yes.
So he has guided us and supported us in such a way that everything has come smooth, and he has given a very good idea of getting small vans for the people to transport from Global Sai Hira Global to the canteen and towards. And we have support. We also got the support from the battery operated cars which are going around the ashram, and they also supported us going around. And we have calculated, we have already took a trial from the Sai Hira to the timing, and we have timed it, and overall we had some vans, so that overall coordination happens within that stipulated time which is allotted for the lunch time. So every volunteer, every participant who has used all those transport vehicles throughout all the 3 days, and they enjoyed their meal, happily come back to the center to attend the sessions. That was the coordination within the ashram. And Koteswara sir has already given us a group of Sevadal, the local Sevadal, who has helped us in moving things from our center to the. So the Sevadal and the Koteswara sir's help really was remarkable, and his guidance. Because of his guidance only, we could actually seamlessly transport the things and transport the people, and without any hindrance and stuff. This is the internal transport planning was done.
I also thought that when Koteswara Rao sir gave us 2 local Sevadals to guide us with requirements which involves the town outside, that was a master stroke, because those 2 brothers from Dharmavaram Samiti,
Yes.
they knew everyone and everything. If we had to rent some cans for tea or negotiate for these light vehicles to carry us from outside, I think getting those 2 brothers was very helpful.
Yes, exactly. Those 2 brothers were also again suggested by Koteswara sir.
Yeah.
And that was the help we got from Koteswara sir and the Seva inside the ashram. And even the canteen also, when we went for any tea or snacks, immediately it was done seamlessly and without any hindrance. So this was the internal transport system we had followed. And for the guests who are arriving from outside the state or from Delhi, guests are arriving, those transport coordination was done by Brother Gautam.
As many of these guests were very significant to our program, and most of them were traveling to this part of the country perhaps for the first time, and definitely for the first time to Prasanthi Nilayam, we wanted to do more than have a chauffeur standing with the placard at the airport to receive them with their name written. We wanted to make sure they felt as welcome as Bhagawan would like us to provide the kind of warmth to them, and they should feel they are Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba's guests. And nobody could have done a better job in coordinating this than my baby brother here, Brother Gautam, who luckily had just recently bought two excellent new vehicles, and he was available to us 24/7 with his drivers, with his excellent automobiles, and he coordinated it to perfection very silently because the feedback we got was outstanding. Brother Gautam, how did you go about it?
Yes, ma'am. Transportation of guests was the one of the biggest challenges during this program, because there were many guests arriving from different places on different dates at different time.
Yes.
So it was one of the biggest challenges we had considered, but with Bhagawan's guidance, we could succeed in that. So we had arranged vehicles for pickup from airport, and one of our team members along with the drivers had visited airport, and they also made one dry run at the airport to check what is the time it is taking from parking lot to
Pickup
arrival
point.
area.
Yes.
So one of our team members were holding placard at arrival area, and the moment the guests arrived in the airport, so they immediately called the driver, and without any waste of time, a driver had arrived and guests were picked up. So this was an amazing effort made by one of our team members at the airport, and we also realized that one of our team members from Vidyavahini, Professor Saujanya Pudi from Kolkata, was also arriving at the same point of time in the airport, and she accompanied all the guests at Nandi Upachar while having their dinner. From there, she accompanied them, and she was on her own car in front of our cars, and she, as a pilot, she brought all these guests to Prasanthi Nilayam. So the moment they arrived Prasanthi Nilayam, our special guest management team by Brother P. Hariharan, Brother Sairam Kumar Jayaraman, Sister Sarika Pradhan, Sister Priya Tandon, Sister Rajshri Natarajan, and Brother Krishna Rao were waiting at Shanti Bhavan during the odd hours late in the night at 12 o'clock. And they received all these guests, and they made sure they get the proper and suitable accommodation for all these guests in the Shanti Bhavan. So in the process of coordination, this entire thing, getting them from airport to Prasanthi Nilayam and getting an accommodation in Shanti Bhavan, our team had made sure that they had pleasant journey from airport and they had comfortable stay in Shanti Bhavan. So on the day one, when the conference has started, we also had made transport arrangements for these guests from Shanti Bhavan to Sai Hira and Sai Hira to Shanti Bhavan. With this execution in the transportation arrangements or transportation team, we all could feel the presence of Swami, and all our guests could feel they were at home, they were in Swami's care. The Swami was personal in charge of all these arrangements, and they could feel that all the arrangements were personally taken care by Swami.
Yes, and that's exactly the feedback, because all the rest of us who were not, like, there was a pilot car to drive them into Prasanthi, there was a welcome committee at Shanti Bhavan waiting, and what was not lost on them was the fact that when they went to they checked into their rooms, there were some easy to handle snacks and drinks. In the car, there were enough cushions, water bottles, every little detail had been thought out, and they had enjoyed a lovely meal on the way with somebody who knew the local place. So they had a specified designated chaperone, a member of our team, Professor Saujanya Pudi. Next morning when I met them, they were already overwhelmed by the love of Bhagawan. The magic of Prasanthi Nilayam had really seeped into them, and they were saying, like, this is meticulous execution. They didn't know that each person who did their little bit, that every cog in that wheel was a specially handcrafted instrument of Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, trained by Swami through his personal example, how we should take care of every detail, keeping in mind that the person we serve is God. I think that training is what took the entire experience to the next level. Thank you, brothers and Dr. Radhika. And we'll keep the conversation going with more teams coming, and you will see some of them back in a bit.